Good morning and welcome in on this Monday morning. Little overcast and cloudy here, but at least dry. Let's turn our phone onto silent. If you haven't joined us before, my name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and do come on and say hello. Let us know where you're joining us from. Do feel free to shout out any suggestions. Do feel free to join in the conversation, and I will try and keep an eye on all the comments and things. Good morning, Hannah. So this morning I thought my paper pumpkin box arrived on Friday. I have lifted the lid on it. I have had a quick look at the stamp set, which is what we're going to be playing with today. But I thought we'd also have a little quick look at the kit itself. Spread the joy. So it's bed in Maudsley. That sounds lovely, but that sounds like you've been on a night shift, Hannah. If you just got into bed, we'll expect you to be snoozing before much longer if you have. So the paper pumpkin box, it is the beautiful Christmassy paper pumpkin box. We've got a little Just Jade ink spot there. As we unwrap the tissue, you can see that I haven't actually even unwrapped this packaging yet to have a look at what's in there. Literally just open the lid and have a bit of a peek. So let's fold that tissue back down for now. And we probably won't be using our Just Jade spot this morning, so I'll pop that back in there. It does tell you on here the translations for the different greetings, because you do get greetings in English, French and German. Now, for anybody joining from the US, you'd have had this paper pumpkin a little while ago. It only released to us in the UK at the beginning of November. And I have got an evening booked in on the 19th, so that's this Thursday evening. So if you have got your paper pumpkin kit, or you've got one on your way to you, on Thursday evening we're going to have a little Zoom get together, and we will be making up one each of the cards as they are, and we'll be exploring a few alternatives as well with both the elements from the kit and the stamp set. So here is our instruction. So you get to make 4 of each of these cards with the kit. You have your instructions that tell you how you can make them. So they are an all-inclusive kit. You've got your dimensionals there. You've got some glue dots there. Those are pretty. You've got some sort of like embossed, sort of almost knitted look panels. Got your envelopes. Those are rather nice, aren't they, with their, are they all red? Yes, with that sort of nice red love, peace, joy in various languages going on the inside flaps of those. We've got some stitched sentiment panels there, and then we've got our card bases. So we've got 4, they're sort of like a crumb cake but with a gold foiling on. So 4 of that pattern and 4 of that pattern. Then we've got these pop out bits with these beautiful big flowers on, and the wreaths. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, so that means you've got enough to do your class plus a spare. And then woo, we've got 2 lots of the foiled cutouts. You've got peace, love and joy. Peace, love and joy. Got some banners, and you've also got some in French and in German. So that's the kit. all ready to go. Very beautiful. And again, you'll have some of those words left over. Really good if you've got friends and family abroad you'd like to send to, or pen pals. So a beautiful kit. Oh, okay, you do that. A beautiful kit. Yeah, as I say, all inclusive. You've got everything in there that you need, including your ink. But this morning we're going to have a little bit of a play with the stamp set, because obviously once you've finished using your kit, you've still got the stamp set to carry on playing with. So, oh, I didn't look at the twine. We've got some little cherry cobbler twine there as well. It's rather lovely. Let's pop that back in the box so that we've got all of that ready to play with when we come to it. But we're going to play with the stamp set. So it is a photopolymer stamp set. So I will grab my mat. And I'm going to start off with some Whisper White cardstock. So Sarah's got a kit on her way to her, so she's going to watch this once her kit has arrived and she's playing with it. Good plan. I'm going to cut this to 13.9 by 9.5. And I'm going to take this wreath stamp . These are quite nice little kits if you wanted to send somebody a present. So if you've got somebody that's feeling a bit low and you know they're a bit of a crafter and you just want to send them a little bit of a pick you up in the post, knowing that they're going to just be able to not have anything extra, they're just going to be able to play with their kit. Right, shaded spruce. I'm going to do a wreath, but then I'm going to carry on and do some more, almost like faux one sheet wonder. It'll look like we've taken it from a bigger piece of card. Dimensional backings get everywhere. And bring that in there. That's not bad at all. So it's actually not a bad size wreath. It's not huge, but you very definitely could have one of those as a focal point on a card. But we've gone a bit mad and had lots. Just clean up that wreath a little bit. And then we've also got, let's find our little tiny block, which is block number A. And we'll take the little stamp that has just the little dots of berries on it. And I've got some real red ink here. It's just add in some berries. Another one peeping in there? Yes, why not? Just added in some berries. Dig it out and find a bit of shaded spruce cardstock and some real red. A piece of cardstock has landed in the wrong place because it is actually Poppy Parade. So shall we go real red on I think I'm going to go green card base, real red matte. Just because we've got all the greenery on the wreaths and we want to make that red pop really. So by putting that red matte directly behind it, that helps that to happen. So let's score this at 10.5. Let's cut this at 10, swing it round to 14.4. Now I'm wondering whether I might take this bigger greeting that says wishing you a very happy Christmas filled with fun and laughter. And I think we'll go red. Trim that down. Big scissors. So I'm going to cut it into 2 sections. shaded spruce card. Ooh, let's just throw it on the floor. Excuse me, we'll have a quick drink. And we'll mat that onto some shaded spruce. So quite a quick and simple little card, and actually if you wanted to, it's the sort of thing that if you were hi Michelle, if you were doing some bulk Christmas card making, you could take a much bigger sheet, an A4 sheet or a 12 by 12 sheet, and just literally stamp lots of wreaths all over it and cut it up, chop it up, and make it into little cards, sort of little very simple one sheet wonder. Let's do some putting this together. Right, I'm just pondering as to whether we want some ribbon. I nearly used my new ribbon scissors for paper earlier. It was nearly a whole lot of disaster going on. I'll take the dark real red. Blend, and this is the crinkle seam binding ribbon. We have got some real red ribbon in the catalogue, unfortunately not hanging on my ribbon shelves because we've used it in various classes and projects and things. And the budget this month has gone on exciting new things that are coming up in the new catalogue rather than ribbon. Let's just I do like our kits. I really love our kits if I'm sort of, you know, on holiday or something like that. These paper pumpkin kits are really lovely. We don't get our hands on them very often. This is, I think, only the third one we've had outside of the US. In the US they are a subscription service, but we've had, this is say the third one that we've had issued to the whole Stamping Up family. Let's find some big dimensionals. there'll be a few less backs to take off. I'm going to have that coming up there so we get that whole wreath in the middle. And we'll have the same coming down here. This is hopefully dried now. Tweak, tweak. Let's going to say add a little glue dot on there. Just looking round, can't see my glue dots. I'll pinch one of these. These are glue dots from a previous kit of some sort. So with these glue dots, like the one in the paper pumpkin kit, you just peel the paper off the top. And perhaps just on this centre focal wreath. Ooh. No, not looking for nail art. Do you get the impression that this particular rhinestone does not want to be a part of this card? Just won't worry about the ones that are tucked under the bow, but those ones that are peeping above it, we'll do those ones. Just to make that focal point even more of a focal point. So there we go. That's just using that wreath very simply to create a very simple little Christmas card. Now for the other card that we're going to have a play with today. A couple of these are clean, but we'll just double make sure. You can see that they've been used now. Got a bit of love going on there. Anything with red ink in always stains your photopolymer, but that's okay. Tools, not jewels. Make sure we tuck those berries away. They're the ones that are liable to get lost. For our next card, I'm going to take this little flower image. And I thought we'd take some very vanilla cardstock. I tend to nearly always use white, Whisper White. Let's go for some Very vanilla. Excuse me, still coughing and spluttering. Again, I'm going to go 13.9 by 9.5. That's my piece of card that we stamp on. Take some I'll put a couple of bits of washi tape here that I'm just going to anchor this bit of card down with. And then I just want a bit of scrap paper, really. Which I have at home. That looks decidedly wonky. Let's try that once more with feeling. Looks a bit better, but I'm going to take another smidge off of that. I think that's possibly going to come down. To 4 centimetres. That's better. I've got a bit of low tack tape here. I think I'm going to go this way, and I'm just sort of eyeing that up so it's about the same on that top as it is on this bottom. I'm not going to get my ruler out or anything, but just so that it's fairly even. There's our stamp gone. Here it is. Let's find a block. It will sit quite nicely on the B block. And some memento. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a row here. And I'm going to swing it round because obviously one end of this stamp is sort of slightly flatter. This one's got the leaf sticking up, so this is a slightly flatter part of the image just here. So about centre, and then so they're not overlapping, but they're sitting next to each other. So if we take that away, we'll have a nice centre strip that we're going to be able to put our greeting in. What safe place have we put the stamp set? Ooh. here we are. We could have joy. We could go Merry Christmas. We could go Merry Christmas to you and yours. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Will that fit on there? Yes, it will. So let's pick that up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Versamark. Now I did re-ink my Versamark just before. So I was sort of getting things ready for today. So it is going to be a little bit gloopy probably, but it was getting a little dry, so we needed it to be a bit more gloopy, a little less dry. So let's ink this up with Versamark. And I'm thinking, that's my... Where has my Ooby Dooby gone? Or Ooby Dooby read. Here. Stamping embossing buddy. Here we go. So let's have that coming down there. Putting in some gold embossing powder, and hopefully we're going to have beautiful stamped image just there. I'm going to possibly leave that out because I might come back in with some more gold in a minute. I'm going to colour in first. So let's put the heat gun on, move that out of the way so we don't melt it. That is not at all a good thing to be doing. And let's heat up our Merry Christmas to you and yours. There it goes. There we are. Nice shiny blingy greeting in the middle there. Right, so I've stamped it in Memento. I've got some blends here. And my flowers I'm going to do in Cherry Cobbler. So this is the dark Cherry Cobbler just here. It looks like it's starting to run out. Not what we want. I'm just going over with the light Cherry Cobbler. let's bring in some light Mango Melody in the centre there. What I'm going to do is just picked up a light smoky slate, so what I'm going to do is a bit of trial and error. I'm going to come in the middle here with some light smoky slate, which is just going to give it a bit of sort of shadow effect, and then we'll come on over with the light cherry cobbler, and where those two colours blend together, where the smoky slate has been, we do just get a sense of a bit of a darker colour, bit of shadow going on. Around the edge there. Let's add in some light Mango Melody there. So a grey is always a useful colour to have if you're just starting out gathering blends, because it does allow you to do this sort of shading effect, even if you were just keeping that without any colour at all, just adding that smoky slate that's giving it some shading. Definitely need to put a pair of cherry cobbler blends on my shopping list. Talking with somebody the other day who's just starting to build up a crafty collection, and they were talking about having a few blends, and I was saying how much I do love them. Let's swing that round and come down the other side. Blending all those colours together. Obviously we could have watercoloured these, coloured them with watercolour pencils. We could have kept it really sort of clean and simple, and simply used our gold embossing powder and done the flowers in gold embossing as well. Just working our way up the other side. The flowers are the most sort of labour intensive of this pattern. Shouldn't take quite so long to do leaves and berries. So this is a really useful little stamp set. Nice greetings. I do like the greetings. They're a good size. So although you get the different greetings in different languages for your cutouts for your kit, the stamp set itself is in English. And quite UK English friendly. Don't know about elsewhere, I don't know about Australia, but quite the fact that it's wishing you a very happy Christmas to win yours from there to the world. Merry Christmas to the world, joy to the world. Hi Glenda, we're having a play with the stamp set from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and because my dark cherry cobbler has almost completely given up the ghost, my light cherry cobbler is not far behind it. We're using some smoky slate to just put in some hints of shadow in our flowers before we go over with the light cherry cobbler. We're just hoping that this pen is going to keep going. I did a sort of inventory on my cardstock yesterday to see what cardstock I need to stock up on. I obviously need to add this to the bottom of that list, shopping list. Right, that's the last of the flowers. Now, mine only came on Friday, so I've not done anything with the kids. In fact, I only unwrapped it live a little while ago. I'd had a quick look at the stamp set, the sat on the top. Right, so I'm using Mossy Meadow for this one. So I've gone with quite sort of a darker red and a darker green. So just sort of coming in with the darker one, filling in with the lighter one. And the bottom row. Amazing how as soon as you have the leaves and that sort of contrasting colour, it helps to make it pop. Ooh, missed that one. Last of the leaves. Now I think just going to come in with the light cherry cobbler on this little sort of bud. There is a leaf, and then we'll come in. I'm going to bring the dark mango melody in for these little bits of berry. Ooh, those aren't actually visible, are they? That's just a bit of a hint of the yellow in there, and then we'll do the same there, just a bit of a hint of that yellow. I just take the dark old olive and just tickle these stems a bit. Looking quite pretty. Right, I'm going to come back in with these berries. I'm going to take my embossing buddy, come over the top of that. Let's find the birthmark. I'm just going to add and so just there too. Right, okay, let's come back in. I think we may be coming back in with a paintbrush in a moment. Just find a paintbrush. Perfect. And then let's get rid of this excess down here. I obviously must have picked that up with a bit of a sticky finger. And we'll heat those up. Let's heat up See the bobbles just there. There we go. Very nice and blingy now. Let's grab some cherry cobbler, and I might go with a now shall we go I actually quite like that cherry cobbler card base. Let's have a look. Do we want a bit of mossy meadow in there? Yes, I think that's what we will do. Let's take a bit of mossy meadow cardstock. We'll put that at 10 by 14.4, and let's score that one 10.5. There we go. You can see that my pen is drying out because it hasn't come through on the bottom. Just fiddling with some ribbon, deciding what, if, how. So again, tying in that berry vanilla and gold combo. Take off that backing. I don't think that that has taken off the backing. That's taken off the backing. And then we can add in that bit of a ribbon. So there we've had a bit of a play with our stamp set. Grab a with our stamp set from the Paper Pumpkin kit. So we've done one where we've just used that wreath all over and created a bit of a focal point in the middle here by using some gems on top of our dots and sort of slicing that greeting in half and having it top and bottom. And then we've got this one where we created a mask across the centre with a strip of paper, stamped all those flowers and just coloured them in with our blends, a bit of gold embossing, and you've got two sweet little cards that you've created with your stamp set. So after you finish playing with your kit, your stamp set will take you on to lots more creative projects. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Do get in touch if you haven't got a paper pumpkin kit yet and you're here in the UK and you'd like one, then do message me and we'll do our best to help you with that. Meanwhile, I'll be back live on Friday. Have a good week, stay well everybody, and I'll see you all soon.